Hello, my name's Emma Fawcett and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator based in Newton Abbey, Belfast, Northern Ireland. Thank you so much for joining me today at Emma's Crafty Space. Today I am going to be showing you how to make this little gift box using the Eden Garden bundle. It's a new bundle that's out at the moment. So you've got stamps and dies, and I'll open these dies because they are absolutely beautiful, very delicate and intricate as well. So that is your dies with the nice borders with stitching on it and labels, and then like these nice frames as well as a little bit of foliage. There is also like a cotton paper with it and beautiful DSP with these lovely gold. I've got a scrap here sitting beside me so you can see those lovely gold accents on it as well. I actually followed a tutorial of Lisa Curcio, and this was one of her projects that she made with it as well. So you can see that beautiful shimmer with that gold foiling in it. And then I have teamed it up with the gold shimmer ribbon as well. So it gives it a nice little shimmery effect too. So it can be Christmas or it can just be any time of the year really, because the stamp sets or the greetings in the stamp set themselves isn't Christmas greetings, but I just think it could, the paper is very much sympathetic to Christmas with all that gold in it. So this is a very simple little gift box. Whenever you open it, you can see that it's on a hinge there, and big enough to fit anything really that you want in it. Sweets, tea bags, gifts, chocolates, anything like that. So it really is very versatile and very easily made. Okay, so we'll make a wee start on it. So to begin with, you're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock. I have used the Evening Evergreen because that is sympathetic to the sweet. So your first piece here, you are going to cut it to 6 3/4 of an inch by 4 3/4 of an inch, and then you're going to score the long side at 2 3/4 and 4 inches, and you are going to corner round your 4 corners just to make it a little bit softer looking. We'll do that now. So we'll work on this part first, and then I'll give you the measurements for the inside. So this is like the wrap of the box, and then you need 2 pieces of DSP. So they are going to measure 4.5 by 2.5, and you obviously need 2 of those. And again, we're going to corner around one side, so this side and this side. You're going to leave the other side straight. So once you have that done, then you can actually stick them down. You need another little piece of DSP, and that measures 4.5 inches by 1 inch, and that is for the spine. Also, I have 2 lengths of ribbon measuring 9 inches, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of double-sided tape here, and then to the other side, a little bit there. Okay, I'm going to put my ribbon there, and again this side here. Okay, so that means I know I'm definitely in the middle there, and then I'm going to put tape over the top of that. It's just really to make sure it's completely secure. Okay, and I'll lift that off so that then whenever I stick the DSP down, it will give it that little bit of extra. So now I'm going to glue up my DSP and stick it down. So you can see that they're cut a little bit smaller, and that means you've got that nice border all the way around there. Okay, just give that a good press over there where you've got your ribbon. Okay. Same here. Bit of glue. Just there, like that. Make sure you give that a good press where your tape is. Okay, and then your little piece for your spine, you can add it now too. Okay, so that is our box wrap complete. So just going to crease this up now. Make sure my edges are all nice and tidy. Okay, so there you go, that is our wrap. Okay, now I have pre-cut one of the labels out of the Eden Garden dies, and I just, again, I did it in foil, and then I cut a little piece of white basic white card, sorry, and stamped it in one of the greetings. But you can see any of those greetings, those narrower greetings like hello there, would fit on. Let's celebrate everything, it fits on. The larger ones maybe not so much. I think you would cut them off a wee bit and you'd actually lose like just how pretty the script and all is on it. So I'm just going to raise these up on dimensionals. Just get the dimensional stuck to the back of this. And I will stick it to there. Okay. Now there is rhinestones also part of this suite, so you can see them there. They are absolutely beautiful. That nice iridescent sheen to them as well. So again, another little way of kind of making your project a little bit more interesting. So now for the inside and the box element of this project. So this piece of cardstock measures 6 3/4 by 4 3/4, and then I scored each side at 1 1/4 on all 4 sides, and it just means then that that's the same width as the spine here. Okay, so you are going to, and now this is the way I find this easier to do, is whenever I kind of work clockwise. So you're going to go up one line, cut to the score line, and then you're just going to take a wedge out. Okay, and it just means then whenever we're putting this box together, it'll give us nice clean edges. And then I turn it clockwise, and I go up the line again, and I wedge it, wedge that side, wedge the right hand side, turn it clockwise, and you just keep on doing it until you've got all 4 corners done. Wedge, wedge, turn again to your last one. Means then you can't really like lose track of where you're wedging as well, because you're just working from one corner to the next. Okay. So now I'm going to burnish my edges with my bone folder. Okay, and that is all your edges done. Now you want all your tabs to be stuck in the inside of the box, because you want that outside, because it's going to be visible, you want it to be nice and clean on the outside. So to remember how to do it on the inside, bring your flap to the inside like that. Okay, not loads, just a little bit. Use your desk just to kind of, or your tabletop, just to make sure that everything's straight. Okay, bring your flap to the inside. Again, use your tabletop to make sure it's straight. Now if you do have them, little clothespins are great for holding things in place while you move on to the next bit. Okay, so I'm just using my tabletop just to make sure that it's being held secure. And this one here is going to be going to the inside too, so you might as well do the last 2 together. Lift that up and bring it edge to edge, again using your tabletop and your little clothes pegs. Again, bring this up here, edge to edge. Now the tombow sets really quickly, so you'll not need to leave them pinned for too long. Okay, I'm already remove that one. So that should be them all dried. So last thing you need to do now is just set this in, make sure it fits and that you've got like wee bit of a border all the way around, and then obviously that it closes over on itself. So whenever you're gluing this box to this base, you do not want to go over that hinged line, because see, if you do, you'll restrict it coming up and over. Also, I would advise that you don't stick the spine to the box, because you want the box to kind of fall over, whereas if you stick that, you're only getting that. Whereas if you don't, you're going to get it like to open a wee bit further. Just my personal preference, but everyone's different, and whenever you're making yours, you'll have your own preference and way of doing it. So a good bit of glue there. Again, you can use tape, but I just think if you're not happy and you want an equal border all the way around, you might like to just use wet glue, so you do have a bit of time to play about with it. So I'm doing mine like this. I'm going to the line, but not on it. You can actually bring that up just to make sure that you push it away from it if it gets too close to it. Okay, and then give it a good press. Just make sure you've got equal gaps at either side. So mine needs to come to the left a little bit. And that's it equal now. And give that a good press down. Use the end of your bone folder or a ruler, just something flat that you can get in there. And the last thing you need to do is close it up. So you can see that just is really nice. Everything's nice and flush and snug. Now I'm just going to show you my other sample that I made. This is one of the projects that we made on one of our all day Christmas days. And I actually made the box a little bit smaller on the inside. So I'm going to show you this. So you can see that there's about 1/4 of an inch of a gap there. And the reason I did it was it's really just to show you that it doesn't matter what really, if there's a gap at the top, because see, if you have that stuff with tissue paper or kind of shredded paper and then you're putting gifts in on top, you're going to need that little bit of a lift. Whereas this one here is it snug. Now this one definitely I would say looks a lot neater, so if you want that one, then go with today's measurements. That one I just had scored at an inch all the way around on that box, that panel for the box, whereas that one I had scored at 1 1/4. So this one here is definitely a bit more neater, I think, looking. And again, you can go in and you can add in little bits of rhinestone in the dies if you wanted to. You could cut out some of these wee foliage parts like that, using that in the gold, or maybe even in some of the even Evergreen. Or like on this card, you could put this nice framed die piece on the top of it if you wanted it just a bit fuller. It's entirely up to you. You just make it your own project, but that is mine so far, and I really hope that you like it and it's easy enough to follow on and to make. I'll write a wee list of everything that I've used in the description below, and if you need anything, just shout out. There'll also be a link to my online store if there's any supplies that you need. You can just jump on there, and obviously if you don't have a demonstrator of your own, you can shop away to your heart's content. So that is all from me today. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Bye bye.